Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand. Today we'll be talking about some of the news topics from across the country, starting with our main topic today, or one of the main topics. The Thai retirement age could be increased. That's right. Good for you local Thai people, if you're elderly. The increasing elderly population in Thailand is prompting a serious discussion on raising the retirement age beyond 55 to accommodate an aged society and deal with an ongoing labor shortage in the country, says the Federation of Thai Industries. The Labor Ministry is interested in setting a new retirement age and needs more information, especially from the business sector. The FTI is creating a database on the number of elderly people in Thailand, including senior workers, to send to the ministry to help it design a plan to provide them with better care. We discussed with the Labour Ministry a plan that will suit the Thai society. That was a quote from Kun Sushat, the vice chairman of the FTI. Thailand became an aged society last year, meaning the number of people aged 60 and older made up more than 20% of the population of 66 million people in Thailand. The Social Security Office under the Labour Ministry set a retirement age for its Social Security Fund of 55, resulting in the fund receiving fewer payments while needing to pay out more, according to media reports. The government, employers and employees may pay monthly contributions to the fund until employees retire. There are 12 to 13 million subscribers to the Social Security Fund. In the business sector, companies differ based on their policies on whether the retirement age should be increased. But hey, good news if you're 55 and already are retired, but bad news if you're getting close and just not close enough.
Yeah, it was like good news. It doesn't sound like good news. It's one of those things where people where there's a labor shortage, I guess, but now we're just making our older people take these jobs. And it's you want those golden years.
What age should you be retired?
I know it's a difficult question because we're all living older, but productivity is going up too. So this is a question that almost every country in the world is facing right now, and it's here to stay too.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comment section below, what age should people retire in Thailand? Give us your feedback. For now, we're going to move on to our next story, talking about the golden man of Thailand, Pita Limjaroenrat.
Right. So Pita Limjaroenrat has stepped down as the leader of MFP after his party won the election this year, but was kept out of the prime ministership. So, Pita resigned on Friday as leader of the Progressive Move Forward Party, months after delivering a stunning electoral victory on an anti-establishment reform agenda that threatened to upend the political status quo. Riding on a wave of youth and urban support, Move Forward was the huge surprise of the May election, thrashing parties backed by the powerful military and royalist establishment, before it was blocked by conservative lawmakers from forming a government. Move Forward now represents the bulk of the parliamentary opposition, but will retain significant political clout, having won the majority of seats in and around the capital, Bangkok, and taken over key urban centers and some conservative strongholds. The Harvard-educated Pita, 43, was twice denied by parliament in his efforts to become prime minister, as military-appointed senators closed ranks to stop Move Forward, some over its controversial plans to amend a law that insulates the monarchy from criticism. He said, quote, "I want to allow other lawmakers to take on this role of opposition leader. But in any position, I will work with Move Forward and the people to the fullest of my abilities." The charismatic Pita had led pre-election opinion polls as Thailand's top choice for prime minister, but faced a host of legal and legislative challenges that he maintains were orchestrated to keep him from power. He is currently suspended from parliament due to a court case concerning his eligibility to run for office, stemming from shares he held in a media company, which is against election rules. Pita has denied wrongdoing. He said, quote, "I will continue to work with Move Forward and fellow citizens with all my strength to drive the change we hope for."
How the mighty have fallen.
Well,
once the wunderkind of Thailand, now just an MP.
Yeah, I suppose, but I mean, he's not done. Like, he's still the rock star that he was. And
Allegedly,
well,
Alex.
you know what I mean? He's still going to continue in politics. He's too young to step away.
No, definitely.
With the amount of clout that he attained through these processes. So, we'll see.
It's crazy to think where he was at the start of the year and, unfortunately, the position he finds himself in now. I think, many Thai people are quite upset looking at, who's currently in power, who the current prime minister is, what has happened to Pita and the MFP party. It's quite unfortunate for, the democracy of this country.
Indeed.
The people voted, and yet
something
else happened.
Allegedly.
On that note, we're swiftly going to move on before we both get deported. Let's now talk about a concern regarding foreigners living in Thailand. Now, this specific story is regarding a concern raised in Phuket for foreign families living in villas. Now, a foreign family currently residing in Phuket experienced a shocking robbery of their villa in Chalong, raising serious safety concerns. The audacious theft occurred while the family of four, including 2 children, were present in the house, and the thief managed to escape with stolen goods worth over 50,000 baht. The family of Russian origin reported the invasive villa robbery to Chalong police station on Thursday. The detailed report given by Ilya recounted how an unknown individual had entered the family's rented villa around 10:20 p.m. the previous night. The intruder spent approximately 10 minutes rummaging through the family's belongings in search of valuables before leaving unnoticed. The villa CCTV system captured the robbery incident. However, due to the date settings on the camera being off, the recordings displays an inaccurate date. The stolen items listed Ilya's complaint included his passport, credit cards, and Thai driver's license, a golden ring valued at 5,000 baht, a wallet, and a purse totaling 19,000 baht, motorcycle keys, along with 33,000 baht in cash.
That's a lot.
Yeah, Ilya shared his concern about the impact of the villa robbery on his travel plans. Later this month, the loss of his documents, particularly his passport, has complicated matters significantly. However, his primary concern is for the safety of his family, who will remain in Phuket during his travels. Yeah.
Poor guy. It's a violation of, this is like my castle, right? My house, especially even if you're renting, whatever, you have this expectation that it's locked, my stuff is safe, my family is safe. This is unsettling. Yeah, that's for sure.
You might ask yourself, like, oh, is this a story that we really need to be talking about safety concerns? But in general, if I'm being quite real, villa break-in robberies are not a common occurrence, especially in places like Phuket. Normally, Thailand is fairly safe. A tourist coming to Thailand, renting a villa in a gated community, they do that for the purpose of also, to feel safe. They're with their family. So normally, break-ins like this and such a casual walk-in break-in don't normally take place.
That's what makes it newsworthy.
Yes,
it's uncommon.
That's what makes it newsworthy. Well, anyways, on that note, if you find yourself stressed, well, there's good news or bad news depending on how you take it. It's about cannabis in Thailand.
That's true. So the current government is seeing not eye to eye with current policies and is reviewing cannabis laws to try to make it medical use only. Let's read about this one. Cannabis will come under scrutiny as the new public health minister, Kun Chonlan, announced the formation of a committee to analyze a bill to regulate the plant. The primary objective, he insisted yesterday, is to ensure the use of cannabis remains strictly within the medical and health realm, prohibiting any recreational use. The Cannabis and Hemp Bill, sponsored by the Bumjai Thai Party, which successfully passed its first parliamentary reading in June last year, is to be examined in detail by this committee. The aim is to determine whether any revisions are necessary. Following this, the study will be presented to the cabinet, who will then decide whether to process the current draft act or discard it to make way for a new one. Chonnan, conveying his firm stance against cannabis for recreational use, explained that whether with this bill or a new one, cannabis will become much more regulated under his watch. He said, quote, "Whether we continue to present with the present draft or develop a new one, I insist there must be laws to control cannabis use. Using cannabis for recreational purposes must be forbidden. The improper use of cannabis will lead to dangers for users." Now, taking a pioneering step, Thailand became the first Southeast Asian country to decriminalize cannabis in June last year. The government decided to remove the plant from the narcotics list with one key exception. Anything containing over 0.2% THC, the compound responsible for creating the psychoactive effect, would still be considered a narcotic. The objective behind this move was to encourage the medical benefits of cannabis and support the development of a cannabis economy. This involved promoting cannabis and hemp as cash crops and authorizing its use in various industries, including food, fashion, and cosmetics. But the plant was legalized with very little regulation, leading to a massive explosion and oversaturation in smoke shops and recreational use businesses. Existing restrictions prohibit public smoking and the sale of cannabis to individuals below 18 years old and pregnant women. Well, I don't know. I feel like the cat's out of the bag on cannabis for recreational use, and now they're trying to put it back in.
I saw this coming a long time ago. I think a lot of people could anticipate this with so much backlash from so many people. I knew that they were going to do it for medical use sooner or later. but I still don't think it's the end of the world.
For sure.
I'm actually quite positive in the sense that even when they do make it medical use only, I think it's going to be fairly simple process to get a medical certificate or a medical allowance.
It will be, which begs the question: what's the point of doing it in the first place? Because it's
then
going.
You've covered your tracks, Alex.
Well, that's what they already do. Any cannabis dispensary that's operating properly has these medical licenses already, and they require you to register as somebody who has purchased at their store. So they have all the information of everybody. So now requiring tourists to get medical licenses for their weekend trip to Phuket or something like that. Like I said, I don't have a lot of faith in the government to probably enact these regulations in a speedy and effective way that won't be abused by people in the market.
Yeah, well,
so
it
that's
also
what I worry
helps
about.
people not to be shamed. I will not be shamed by you, Alex. I have glaucoma.
Yeah. You think I'm the one doing the shaming?
That's why I'm smoking the weed.
Yeah, fair play.
Everyone has glaucoma.
Yes, glaucoma for you, everyone. Well, no, but that's what it'll turn into, man. Anywhere where it's medical, it's just any kind of symptom. You get a license. So
I wonder if like big dispensaries will actually have like an on-site medical professional just waiting to have a quick like view over. Yep, I feel you're suffering.
Some already
you're
do.
Suffering.
Some already do this,
Exactly.
Jay. Yeah, it's
Exactly.
happening. Yeah.
All right, we are now going to move on to our last story. You better hold on to your seats for this one. This is a only in Thailand story. Get ready. Weighing passengers to become standard for Bangkok Airways. Your chance to weigh in on airport and flight practices in Thailand may be coming quite literally. Bangkok Airways is looking to join a number of international airlines that will be weighing passengers before boarding. On September 16th, it became clear that airlines were getting a bit nosy about passengers' pounds. Foreign giants like Korean Air and Air New Zealand initiated an eyebrow-raising rule demanding their passengers step on the scales before they step onto the plane. Why? To crack the code of standard passenger weight and averages to safely calculate flight load. In a recent development with the aviation industry, the unconventional practice has taken off and the notion of assessing passengers' weight before boarding has gained traction. Their aim to keep those aircraft trimmed and proper, reducing fuel consumption in the process. Let's just shame everyone so we can save some fuel. The primary objective behind this unorthodox procedure is the meticulous determination of standard passenger weight and average figures. This in turn facilitates the precise calculation of aircraft weight distribution, thereby curbing fuel consumption. Bangkok Airways Public Company Limited is now joining the ranks of airlines as part of the Weight Watching Club. In doing so, the airline seeks to employ standardized average weight data to accurately gauge the cumulative weight of passengers and their accompanying carry-on luggage. Essentially, while it's common practice to weigh checked bags, and standards are set for weight limits on your carrying, one crucial factor is missing in calculating a plane's total flight weight, the excess baggage passengers are carrying on their bones. Get ready to be shamed, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, but it is kind of like a real consideration, right? Like the guy that weighs 300 pounds is taking up 3 times as much space as the woman who weighs 100 pounds.
Are you body shaming?
I'm not. I'm just saying this is one of those weird things where practical reality is challenging our sense of shame and dignity.
What's next, Alex? What's next? Am I then going to have to start paying double because I weigh double of you?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Look, I think it's also silly because I'm pretty sure just airlines are trying to find every way to cut costs and make as much money as possible.
This is where it starts.
That's kind of like, to me, it seems more like corporate greed than it is practical need.
What are they going to do at the check-in counter?
Hey, they got the weights right there. They got the scales already.
Is that your check-in luggage? Could you put it on here? Could you also put your body on here? Are they only going to ask certain people? Like, okay, Alex looks all right. I'm never going to get through that check. They're going to look at me and be like, this guy.
You were born too tall, man. That's a thing.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you think about this specific story. Would you feel comfortable weighing yourself at check-in next time you go on board an airline? Or, get used to it. Normally, you're allowed to gain weight on holiday, but hey, you might not be allowed to even before the holiday.
You'll be paying extra fees on the way back.
I'm surprised that it's Bangkok Airways of all the airlines to start in Thailand. Normally, it's like the classy.
Oh, classy one?
Yeah. Bangkok Airways is classy.
That's what I mean.
The ticket's a bit more expensive. I thought they'd be a bit more lenient. I'd expect Thai Smile, Thai Airways to be like crunching the numbers. Like, we're going to save exactly, 3.42 tons of carbon emissions with this.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it is a weird one.
Hey.
Anyways,
Yeah, put your mouth where your weight is. Whatever that means. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those were some of the topics from across the country. If you do have any feedback for us, please leave them in the comment section below. For now, we're going to go into the live chat for a bit to see what the people are saying.
Yeah, we got a lot of opinions today.
So for anyone not interested in the news, this is the section where you can switch off. But if you'd like to have a little chat with us, please do continue.
We're all talking about the news still in here.
Yes, let's do it.
So yeah, let's get this. Hold on.
Yeah.
Buy a bottle of Hong Kong. Never mind. We're not talking about news.
Hello to our members. Larry.
We got
Larry's
Wayne
here. John's here.
Sick Puppy.
Sick Puppy. That dirty
Sick
John.
Puppy's everywhere, obviously.
Scott D's in the house.
Yep, Scott.
And
always.
welcome to all of our viewers as well. Damien Jesser. I saw Alex in there earlier.
Trio, Jason, Leo, David.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
We got a lot.
What are they saying? Let's see. Greetings from Saudi Arabia. Greetings, Wayne.
Sawadee krap.
Trial Legend says the point is after legislation, have it all gone to hell. You think it's all downhill once they make it medical?
No. What he's saying is legalization. So after legalization, it all went crazy. There's an argument for that. It did go crazy. But now the question is how to effectively regulate it and bring it back. One thing that they've implemented, all the legit stores I go to, you have to write down your passport information when you purchase now. That seems fine.
How dare they?
I don't know.
They're going to have me on file?
Putting you on a list or something like that. I mean, think about that if you had to do that every time you bought a beer. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
It's just a nightmare. Like, so again, it seems like this will only punish people who are trying to follow the rules.
Yeah.
And the people who have been breaking them, still going to keep breaking them anyways. So we'll see. I want to see enforcement of like actual laws that are on the books right now because I don't see that in the industry.
Here we go. We've got one interesting person here. We've got Jason Sumatra. Sumatra, I'm guessing he's from Indonesia, but he's watching from Singapore and he's watching Thai news. He's a multinational Southeast Asian.
Look at that.
Good on you, Jason.
I feel like you have to be these days. If you're from Singapore, you got to get out of there sometimes.
I guess. All right, Leo says, what's the BA interest behind? It's none of their business what the weight of the passengers are. Estimate each customer with 200 pounds. That's it. The other ways to know the complete weight of B.
Right. I feel like that's what they do. They do just a passenger estimate, but that just means that they have to increase their averages because we're all getting bigger. It's on them to figure it out.
Look, for those of you who might not understand, like weight balance ratio on an aircraft obviously just logically makes sense, but for airlines like Qatar Airways, for example, like they travel with a lot of cargo. They have relationships and business with many companies around the world. And sometimes they've even taken out passengers, paying passengers to travel with more cargo because obviously they'll make more money with the cargo than with the person and also, deliverables. But so I'm not surprised that airlines are doing this. Is this ethically and morally right? I don't know. To shame someone while check-in?
The complaints of this began with people who were just too big and like spilling into the other seats, right? It's like, hey, I paid for a seat. This is my territory.
But that's there's a guy with like a notepad in front of the check-in and like you go up and they're like, fine. I go up and he's like, he looks at the weight scale and he's like, ooh. Tick mark. Everyone's looking at me. I feel shamed. I don't want to travel anymore. I want to go home.
Just you got to pay for the extra baggage.
It's too stressful.
Yeah, it's a weird one for sure, but it's obviously a big issue in my home country in America. You know what I mean? I feel like we'll figure it out there first.
No, America. You're gonna go the plane's only gonna go half full.
Right.
We never calculated for this before.
You're like, wow, we're saving so much on gas. All right.
But do you think the world would survive, or like airlines would survive if they started charging based on people's weight?
I don't know.
Can you imagine the backlash?
Oh yeah.
I feel like in Asia, people would still kind of be like, I don't like it, but I'll do it.
I feel
like America would just lose its mind.
We would go crazy. Yeah. That's absolutely for sure. Like
cancel airlines, cancel traveling.
Just because I'm fat doesn't mean I'm not healthy. I hear that all the time. Like,
is that
it's a huge thing, man. Weight does not equal health status, and I'm like, well, it has a big factor in it, doesn't it? Like, I don't know. Everything I've learned. Sorry, I'm getting canceled on this now too.
You're just shaming people. You're just fat shaming people.
I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to go out with your pitchforks and signboards saying, "Cancel Alex. He is a shamer."
Look, I'm trying to talk about this.
I want you to show up at his comedy shows, and I want you to riot every time he goes up on stage.
Oh,
fat shamer!
Comedy show tonight. Oh, let me plug. Puff
Yeah.
Puff Laugh 420. You coming?
Oh yeah.
You
Yes,
coming? Come on,
possibly.
guys. Come through. Clive's up. I don't know if Clive's going to be on stage today, but hopefully he'll be there.
4:20 at Asok.
Yes.
Monday
High
nights.
Garden.
Monday nights.
Thank you,
7
my
p.m. or
friend.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. 8 p.m.
8
start.
p.m.
We learned to stop competing with dinner.
Okay.
But yeah. What else do we got? Selling data on passengers' ID, visa. What's next after COVID? Is that what they do?
What?
I wonder. Do airlines sell the information that they get from passengers?
For
Like if they get your passport information
No,
and your
no,
contact details, they
No.
wouldn't do that,
No.
right? I don't know.
allegedly.
Some are sketchy. I feel like some might.
No, they wouldn't do. But what would be the benefit of that?
Selling data? That's like, what do you think Facebook is? That's how they make all their
Yeah,
money.
but the NSA doesn't need their approval. They
No,
could
it's
just
not
get
about-
it if they wanted it
For sure.
anyways.
No, but like tons of companies collect their customers' data and then sell that email list. They sell their phone numbers and stuff.
see.
Like, yeah, that happens all the time. So I'd be
That's
curious.
actually quite a smart business if you're in the airlines. You would
no.
have contacts of in their businesses and stuff.
Everybody.
Frequent
Yeah,
flyers, the
they're-
high rollers, right?
A lot of important data there for sure.
How much
So-
would you pay for the? Okay, anyways.
I don't know. Jay's getting evil ideas
Yeah.
over here. Let's see. How can I get in on this? In Lampang, we had weed everywhere. Yep, that's true, Damien. I mean, it's everywhere in Thailand.
Yeah.
Like, it's true. I understand the concerns from the greater culture that it's like all over the place. At the same time, if we're talking about, dude, we're talking about a country that has heavily encouraged drunk tourism for like a long time. And I think that those are going to be much more problematic in general. And also just substance abuse in Thailand. Yaba. Just alcohol abuse. There's tons of other substance abuse here, where I think the negative effects of cannabis are much more diminished compared to the other problems that Thailand's facing. So we'll see about that. I don't know. This is one of Sreta Tavisin's campaigns right now.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Scott D earlier said, I enjoyed pizza at a place called Bert's Place in Morton Grove. There was a picture of Anthony Bourdain, who was at the booth where he once ate.
Why you gotta make me?
That's pretty cool.
That is really cool, but now it makes me sad. Every time I think of Bourdain, I get sad. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's one of my heroes, one of my inspirations, man. Like, I went to Vietnam recently.
reservations.
Yeah. No. That was a good show.
Talking about pizzas, yesterday
Mm-hmm.
I ordered from a Georgian restaurant.
Georgian.
I think it's called Argo or Agro. I really enjoyed it. They have basically like these giant pastries full of cheese, and they have like an egg yolk right in the middle. And they have this
Oh, I
thing
know
called
these, yeah.
kinkali,
call them
which is
pides, don't
basically
Yeah.
beef dumplings.
Yeah,
And they're so
nice.
juicy.
Oh, that's called
The
PJs
90
or
baht
something like that.
dumpling.
What?
Yeah.
Ooh, hook me
That's
up.
the
dude.
that's the only sad part about it. I can't eat it often. I only had like one or two.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, sometimes those heavy things. Yeah, that's the point of variety, man.
It
That's why I
wasn't
love
even
living in
that
this-
heavy though. It's a dumpling at the end of the day. 90
Dumplings are
baht.
heavy, no?
90
Like,
baht for a dumpling, bro?
Well, like a yeah,
No,
put it in your thing.
like a
Oh, just a little
yeah,
dumpling.
like the
Oh, I
speck,
know what they're
yeah.
called. Momos or
Kinkali.
something like that.
Well, that's the Nepali one.
Nepalese, yeah.
You're just gonna be
I'm
canceled.
all over
That's
the
just
place.
racism.
Like, I'm not
Just
into. I
uncultured.
haven't eaten a lot of Georgian
How
food.
dare you?
Hold on, Damien's got some interesting things down here though. Where we got supermarkets in Australia use rewards cards. Exactly. They use rewards cards to get your information, sell it off to other people and stuff.
Yeah.
He also says hemp is a great tool. This is an interesting thing. I'm working on. I'm working with a company that's from Malaysia, and they're just a fashion company that only makes clothes out of hemp. Like, that's their claim to fame. They just are a pure hemp clothing company, and now they've opened up shop here in Thailand too, obviously because of the deregulation. But that's the thing that people don't realize, is that the plant itself has so many industrial applications. Like, it's a paper replacer. It really is like a miracle plant, which is why all these countries around the world are exploring it more for the industrial applications than the recreational and medical applications. So I'm excited to see Thailand. I went to another convention this week all about medical CBD use and stuff. So it's being taken very seriously here by business interests around the world. Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna end the show here today. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you live again tomorrow morning. Until then, see you. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.